What's up, fam? It's your boy, Chris Sims. You already know what time it is. It's time for Conversations with Chris. And today I'm here with the one, the only, the phenomenal Donnelly Smallwood. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Super excited today because Donnelly is here with us. And we got some incredible news. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to cover. But before we get to any of that, Donnelly, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be alive. Thank God for waking us all up this morning. And
amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Holla back. Ah, yes, sir. Tell us a little bit about who Donnelly Smallwood is.
Man, so they call us Mid-South. They call us Mid-South. They call us country boys. So you have South, down South, and then you have country boys. You know, I'm just a little country boy that's from Cambridge, Maryland, the Eastern Shore. You know, it's a little country area. You know, it's not deep in the South, but it's right on the edges when you're starting out. And I grew up there in Cambridge, Maryland. And then, you know, my mother, my brother, my sisters, my family, my dad, all everybody's out there. And my grandparents, all my family, you know, all my family's out there. And then when 15, I moved from there. My mother moved us from here, from Maryland to Connecticut. So I'm in Connecticut now. I've been in Connecticut for a while now. And just blessing God. So like I said, I'm just a country boy. Donnelly Smallwood is a country boy who love God, man, and just trying to serve him to the best of my ability, man. That's it.
Yeah. Small town country boy with his grip. Got his...
Hey, can you explain to me what grip is? I just want to know so I can understand it.
So I was trying to remember what the young people call the outfit nowadays.
Yeah, they grip. So you just gotta substitute the G and the P and the P and the R, and you just keep
the whole word.
Yeah, or just keep the I. Maybe keep the I. And then put an F and a T after that I. And then,
so we just keep it the I. I was close. Just keep
the I. You was close.
I was close. I was in there.
Hey, so the foundation of the world, you know, it's foundation.
Yeah.
Amen.
Oh, man. Well, Donnelly, thank you for being on the show, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Get to a little more about who you are and a little bit about your history. So tell us what first got you into music?
My mother. My mother is a phenomenal singer. My mother is a phenomenal singer. Man, wow. Phenomenal singer. My grandmother could sing too. She got it from my grandmother. So pretty much everybody on my mom's side can really sing. You know, on my dad's side, my aunt can sing. A couple people can sing, but on my mom's side, like everybody can sing. My grandmother, my mother, my great grandmother. You know, everybody can just sing. So, you know, my mother, and then after my mother, I got put on to, like, I grew up with the Clark sisters. So my favorite artist that I listened to at the time that helped formulate, you know, my voice and helped me to understand control and helped me to understand, you know, how to use the gift that God gave me and all that was like. So I started out with Marvin Sapp. Marvin,
okay.
And my favorite song by him all time is Not a Time or a Place. I started out with that. And then the Clark sisters. So Karen Clark, finally Karen. My mom had that playing like crazy. Finally Karen. That's why I learned a little breath control because of that long note that she had. On Jesus Is a Love Song. And then, you know, from finally Karen to, you know, all of the other projects she put out. And then Dorinda Clark, I got put on to Dorinda Clark, and I really started listening to her heavy. heavy with what is that joy? I'm Still Here, It's by the Grace of God, and then that whole entire album. And then after her came my boy Smokey Norfolk.
Yeah.
I Need You Now.
Yeah.
And I sung that song for probably like 12 years straight.
Yeah.
Solo song. And then after him came J Moss. Moss praise, and then from there, those are the people who kind of formulated my sound, and that I kind of took from and watch how they, tapped into their anointing and used their anointing and controlled the, crowd and ministered to people and different things of that nature. So, that's just the things that enhanced my gift and helped me to.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. And it's crazy that you mentioned all the greats just now, and like all these, are artists that I think many of us can say these are tremendous influences in our lives and in our ministries and in our singing and our music. I remember that song from Dorinda Clark, I Am Still Here. Woo, man, I would have that song on repeat in tears.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was an incredible album. Oh my goodness.
Man.
Yeah,
it did it for me too, man. And it did it for me too. And just so Marvin Sapp, Not a Time or a Place, was because I was a drummer. I was a young drummer, a young kid drummer as well. So that song kind of structured everything for me.
Right.
Because the drummer was fire. Marvin Sapp was a singer who sung with anointing, and he had like R&B vibe to him a little bit as well. Yeah. And when it got to the portion, I'm not in full voice, of course, still mourning, whatever. But when it got to that part of the song where he was like, there's still hope for the hopeless. There's still hope. From there on, I just cried and wept, and then was excited. So I wouldn't say I couldn't say I was crying because I was, of course I was feeling anointed, of course I was feeling the presence of God, but it was also like a dream for me. Like that song formulated a dream for me. Right. And then, of course, on the secular side, it was just one person who was my all-time favorite. I liked it. I liked Chris Brown when he came out. I liked Mario when he came out. I got a funny story about Mario to tell you after this. I like Mario when he came out. I like B2K when they came out. I liked all of them when they came out. However, Michael Jackson was it. There was no comparison. There was nothing like when he passed. God rest his soul. Right. I cried for like 3 days. Like, wow. I laid on my living room floor, balled up like a kid, crying. Like, what? Wow. So that was Michael Jackson. But the funny story about Mario is that sings "Let Me Love You." The guy who found Mario, discovered Mario, for lack of a better term, his name is Anthony Jeter. Okay. Anthony Jeter is from Baltimore, Maryland. Mario's from Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. I was from Cambridge, which was like an hour and a half, 2 hours away across the Bay Bridge on the other side. Okay. Mario and Anthony is from Baltimore. So when Anthony found Mario, he got Mario signed. He came to Cambridge looking for talent from where I was from. I sung for him. Okay. And I was supposed to get signed at that time. Oh, wow. Okay. But when he approached my mother about it, my mom was like, nah, because I was a kid that was young. Okay. Cool and stuff like that. And my mom was like, nah, I couldn't do it. Wow. So I was supposed to come out around right after Mario as an artist. Oh, wow. But mom said no. Oh, wow. Do you have any regrets regarding that? No, that was just okay. My mom could have made, man. I would have probably been. I was something. So I had a lot of opportunities in R&B. When I moved from Maryland after that opportunity, I moved from Maryland, so I came in second place at the Apollo. I did that when I came to Connecticut. I was working with Day 26, the boy band Day 26. Brian, the lead, well, he was like the lead singer. It was a group, but Brian got a lot of lead time. and I was, working with him. I was signed to him for a time period. At that time, before that, I was signed with Hustle Boys, which was like one of my like adopted uncles. He got me connected with Brian, and they got me connected with Brian, and because they were a team of gentlemen, and I was working with Brian and all that kind of stuff. And then before even that, I was working with my brother, who is Grammy Award-winning producer. His name is Marcus Allen, one of my best friends. He produced Do You for Neo. He produced songs for Chrisette Michelle. He produced for Rihanna. He worked with pretty much everybody. He was Compound, which was Neo's label. Neo had his own production company and all that kind of stuff, and he was signed. Well, it was him and his boy JoJo Beats, who was signed Heavyweights as a team to Neo. So Marcus Allen, my brother, man, like Marcus Allen's from here in Waterbury, Connecticut, man. And when I was 16, he put me in the studio. It was like 16 or 17. He put me in the studio and was like, bro, this is how you gotta, this is how you record. This is how you such and such, how you do everything. Like put me in. Like, he was a huge influence in my life as well. Huge influence, one of the biggest influences when it came to music and singing and being able to record in the studio and all of that kind of stuff. He was my Troy Teller to Trey Songz. Like because Troy Teller from Songbook is the one that got taught Trey Songz how to record in the studio, taught him how to really do what he needed to get done, so that he could be a phenomenal studio artist and a phenomenal live performer. So that's what Marcus was for me. I actually had an opportunity with him to sign a deal. It just didn't go according because, some of the people that played major factors in the deal. But yeah, I had an opportunity to sign a deal to move to Florida, live in a mansion on a waterfront. Wow. And be signed to Marcus and JoJo as their first artists outside of their deal with Compound. And just some factors that was played in that it just didn't go well. Some things, just didn't go well. But it was going to be a pretty good deal. Then I had an opportunity to sign a pretty lucrative 360 deal with Roc Nation, and I just never went back after the idea and the talk was and all of that kind of stuff. I never went back. I kind of, so many other stories before that. Those are just some stories. What happened. So from there, when that deal was offered, I literally stopped, kind of doing the R&B a lot. Started, moving over to gospel, and started pursuing gospel heavy. And I did my last mixtape in concert at a local club here in Waterbury. At this called Venues. I did my last, mixtape live performance concert type situation. And I kind of just moved away from R&B and started pursuing Christian music. And I've been doing that for over 10 years now, pursuing Christian music and just, working at it and that nature. So it's a lot more. I won't get into all of it. It's a lot of other situations and things that transpired, and artists, and opportunities and different things. It was just never ever really God's plan for me. I don't really believe God's plan for me. Like I remember one situation where we was at a club called Onyx, Springfield, Massachusetts, and at the time they had an artist named Range. He had a song called Higher, You Take Me Higher, and we were at the club, and we left there with some guys. At the time I was signed to Hustle Boys. Mind you, this was years ago, and I was, at that time I was doing all the things I shouldn't have done, drinking, I never was really big on smoking and all of that kind of stuff, never ever, but I was doing all the things I wasn't supposed to do. And when I came to myself, because I was gone, I came to myself, I was getting out of a truck, Escalade truck at the time, that my team had, which is pointless. I don't even know how to say that. And got out, and it was security guards standing in front of this big old mansion. And there was dogs. They had dogs. So it was like 2 dogs, 3 dogs, I can't remember. And so I hear them calling the dogs off. Like, you know, when I come to myself officially, I'm in somebody's mansion. Their living room, where you can walk on the balcony over top of the house and look inside of the downstairs of the house through the balcony stairs. And I didn't know at the time. What I was told was that we was in one of Dame Dash mansions.
Oh wow!
He had on the outskirts of Massachusetts. So we was in one of his mansions, chilling, and so we was getting connected. Right. We was getting connected. We was, rubbing elbows with some people.
Okay.
So, I have to believe that it wasn't God's plan and it wasn't God's will, because some opportunities really was there. And then when the great opportunities was like right there smack in my hand, I didn't feel comfortable going forward with it.
Right.
Like, I always felt comfortable dipping and dabbing in R&B. But I never really felt comfortable going into it fully, where the whole world would just know me now. As an R&B artist, and see me as R&B artist, and I would be in the R&B stage, and I would be doing the Chris Brown kind of stuff and doing all of that. I never really could get myself to accept or agree to go fully into it.
Okay.
And gospel, I don't mind. Christian music, I don't mind.
Right.
It's a difference, because, everything for me when it came to R&B back in the day it was so good, but it was so bad as well, because everything had a negative connotation for me.
Right.
Everything, like, R&B meant girls, partying, money, all of that kind of stuff, trouble.
Right.
God, in a way, R&B is beautiful. It's a great genre of music. It's some of the best artists. Like, one of my top male vocal friends, when I say, we're from the same area. We never met, but I consider him a homie, because, Tank is from, the DC, Virginia, all of that kind of area as well.
Okay.
I'm from there. Tank is, for me, the dopest vocal singer in the R&B game as far as male in the R&B game, as an R&B artist, not a cover artist. I'm not talking about all of that. I'm talking about as a established artist that writes, sings, produce, all of that. Tank is, for male, is cream of the crop for me, like vocal ability singer. So that, but it just it's something about that you don't have to have. For lack of a better term, you don't really have to have humility. In R&B, you don't really have to have humility. People are gonna accept if you're like, I'm the best at this, period.
Got it.
And then if you have the skill to actually support what you're saying, people gonna really love it.
Right.
Like, for instance, if Chris Brown came out right now and was like, man, I'm the best performer, I'm the best studio artist, I'm the best singer when my voice is good, even if he may not actually be the best in some of those things he said, people are gonna say, wait, he's been here for over, at least, I'll say, 15 years.
Right.
Still relevant to now.
Right.
Like, people, if he was cocky and said that, like, people are gonna be like, we can't really, we can't argue with it. We know some artists that's, it's good, but we're not gonna argue him down, because it's okay to have a level of, cockiness. Industry. Wow. When I was doing R&B, I was really, really good at it, even though I wasn't trying to really go on with it.
Wow.
So I started to build this cockiness and this lack of humility that just wasn't cool. Then when I started singing Christian music, gospel music, I appreciated it more because I got a chance to sing about someone, something greater than myself. So when I got on stage to sing, it was nothing about me. It was about him, about God. Decrease, let me decrease that you may increase. You know, like that was how I was even before I knew about the prayer and before I even prayed those kind of things. Like, this ain't about me. I want God to be seen.
Right.
You know, and that's why I love Christian music and gospel music. But don't get me wrong, every once in a while I still dip my ear to, you know, R&B, because, you know, you got like Coco Jones, man. She got a song called I See You that, like, she is mainstream, but it also got a vibe to it, a singer's vibe to it as well. Like, it's a few of them. It's a few songs out there that, you know, still go real hard. They go crazy.
Wow, man. Wow. But Donnelly, thank you, man, for sharing your heart with us, man. You poured out just now. Appreciate that. And that's what Conversations with Chris is all about. You know what I'm saying? It's about, you know, just like really sharing your truth and really sharing, you know, the reality of your circumstances and the things that you face in life and how they can help others, you know, in their lives. So I believe what, you know, a lot of what you shared just now is going to help somebody. It's something that you mentioned before about how you felt like it wasn't God's will. So I think that's really interesting. One of my mentors would always say is that sometimes God's rejection is God's direction. And I think that's so true. You know, sometimes we take those things on and we become really frustrated and angry with God. It's like, why is this not working out for me? Why is this not going my way? And not realizing, and you know, I'll be totally transparent. I'm still there, right? Sometimes there are things that I want and things that I want to go my way, and it's not going my way. I get frustrated. And then, but it will take a little bit of time, but I will come to the realization that maybe this is not God's will. You know, maybe that's the reason why it's not working out. And that might be the time where I need to stop, sit back, and get recentered, get refocused. Okay, God, what are you trying to say to me? Where are you trying to lead me? Where are you trying to direct me? Okay, maybe I was doing this on my own. Okay, but so what is it that you want me to do? Okay. Right. And so, you know, I'm kind of in that place right now, you know, yeah, man. So thank you for sharing that, brother. Thank you. Want to get into some of your music, man. How would you describe, well, first of all, do you write your own music? And how would you describe the type of music you typically create?
So, for starters, yes, sir, I write all my music.
Okay.
And I've just recently started doing some collabs. Like, you know, I did a collab with one of my uncles out of Georgia.
Okay.
Named Jay Harmon. And then I did just a collaboration with good friend of mine, my pastor. His name is Christian Rose. I just did
I know that guy.
Yeah. I just did a record with him. We just wrote a record.
Shout out to Pastor Christian Rose. His house, Waterbury.
His house, Waterbury. Yes, 5 Avenue. Yes, sir. Yeah. I did one with him, and then it's another artist. I did an artist. She's a pop artist. I wrote for a pop artist named Olivia King. I wrote probably like most of her verses and her chorus. And then I think the pre-chorus someone else wrote. And then the bridge someone else wrote. They took the bridge and the pre-chorus that I wrote out and just kind of arranged it, you know, so that I guess she wanted to give her boy some kind of, you know, show him some love as well on the record. So they took out what I and put in what he did, but they kept my verses and they kept my choruses for the song. The song is called Focus by Lil King. And got that one. And then, so it's a couple. I've done a couple, you know, co-writing situations and all of that with my uncle, 2-time Grammy Award nominee. His name is Chris Big Dog Davis. Me and him have wrote a few records together. He's had like 15 songs go #1 on the jazz chart, all that. Big time guy. And me and him have wrote so many songs where I've done co-writing with him, where I've wrote pretty much the song, you know, and and just, you know, recorded it, you know, whatever the situation, you know, did some, you know, payouts or whatever, you know, type situation for the song or whatever. And so I've done, when it comes to jazz scene and all that stuff, a lot of situations and collabs and stuff. But I'm getting into it more. I'm getting into it more on the Christian gospel side. I'm getting into it a lot more now, because before and everything, you know, for the last 10 years that I have in the vault was all written by myself.
So you've done a lot of collaborations already. Who are some other artists that you would like to collaborate with?
It would be so dope to do a song with Chandler Moore, of course. Because Chandler Moore, I just love his worship. His penmanship is dope too. However, I want to collab with him for, you know, me and him to be able to put our worship experiences together and to see what it is. Jonathan McReynolds, the whole Walls group. Switchfoot. Switchfoot. For the people that's not familiar with them, they're the ones who did the song "Dare You to Move." That's on all of the love movies and stuff. Want to do a collaboration with Neil. I want to do a collaboration with him, but I want to kind of do an inspirational song type situation. John Legend, of course, you know, Usher, all of the artists that are all established already and like really out there going, you know, secular and gospel, you know, Kirk Franklin, you know, Ty, all of them. On the gospel side, you know, it's gonna be what it is. On the R&B side, I want to do like inspirational joint stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
I want, you know, what is it like to put together like a I Believe in You and Me, Whitney Houston type vibe song with, you know, myself and Usher, or myself and her, or myself and Coco Jones, you know, like with you, Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks, you know, kind of vibe like that kind of vibe, you know, and like something that's meaningful though, like meaningful. I don't want to just be talking about the regular.
Right.
We partying, we out here, we, you know, something that's meaningful, like what's going on, like what's happening right now, what's taking place. Like if we ain't all right, if we don't get it together, where we go, what's it gonna be? Like, a song, you know. And I'm sure we can all freak that in a way where the whole world can be able to appreciate it with meaning.
Okay.
Also. So yes, I would love to collaborate. I've already collaborated with, like, if you look up jazz artists like Najee, Gerald Albright. I can't even name all, because I've been working with my uncle for years, so I can't even name all of the artists that I'm probably on their songs, are singing their BGVs, are singing the lead next to their saxophones and different things, you know. So are the trumpets or whatever it is. So it's a lot of them. So and some secular songs out that I believe that's big time songs. I won't name any because this is not a fact But I believe sincerely that there's a few secular songs that's big that's out there that I had to do with the first blueprint of the song.
Interesting.
And then when I left the studio, it was okay, this idea is dope. Let's take this idea and let's run with this idea.
Okay.
And now we got a whole record.
Got it. Okay.
But nobody knows this guy. Nobody knows his name. He didn't put anything down. We didn't, he gave us a vibe, and the vibe was some.
Hey fam, it's your boy Chris Sims. Thank you for tuning in to Conversations with Chris. Check out the next part of this amazing interview next Wednesday. Remember, stay real, stay right, stay relevant. Peace.